welcome to another episode of Tech Talk with Troy. I'm Troy, and I'd love to have you as a subscriber. Please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be updated whenever I do some new videos. So let's get started. Today we're going to be doing another product review of a product that I've been using for the last couple months, and that is the Flexbook 6-in-1 keyboard case. Formerly made by Yekbee, and now I believe the company's that name on it is Typecase, as you can see on the box. But I got this off Amazon a couple months ago to try it with my iPad 7th generation 2019 version, and it works like a charm. It also fits two other models, as you can see on the box. Let me put it up to the camera a little bit here. The iPad Air 3 2019 and the iPad Pro 10.5 inch 2017 models. So those three models of iPads this keyboard case will fit. But what's cool about it, as you can see the picture on the box, is how it actually rotates. And so that is one feature that I really like about it. And let's go over actually what it's 6-in-1, so let me tell you what that means. So I'll flash some pictures up on the screen for you to show you examples of what these are. First of all, it has a laptop mode, so you can just open it up and it actually looks just like a laptop. Secondly, there's what's just called the stand mode, when you twist it around and you can kind of tuck the keyboard behind. Then you could just watch movies or whatever you want to do with it facing you that way. The third option is tent mode, where you kind of set it up just like a tent. Maybe like this lady's in the kitchen doing some recipes, might be helpful to have it up like that. The fourth is tablet mode. You can actually twist it all the way around and then close it on top of the keyboard so that it's just like you're holding the tablet again. So those of you that might like to, draw or do things with the Apple Pencil, or take notes in class, that would be an excellent way to use the tablet mode. And the keyboard is not going to get in the way of the holding it on the back, because it's enclosed behind the screen of the iPad. The fifth way is called share mode, and that's just by twisting it a little bit right or left so you can share the screen with people around you. And the sixth mode they call protect mode, and that's just the whole thing closed up. So it's protected, and it's a pretty sturdy case, kind of a hard plastic, and I find that it actually fits the iPad very snugly. There's no wiggle room at all or anything. All the ports are left open, so that's good, and the jacks, the items that you would need to plug into the jacks themselves fit fine. I have seen some keyboard cases where some things will not plug into that jack because the the plug of the item you're plugging in is too wide. So this one so far has not had any trouble with that. As far as the features, it's very easy to pair with your iPad. There's a pairing button on it on the top row, and you just hold that down for a few seconds, and then it goes into pairing mode. And then of course you open up your Bluetooth options on your iPad, and it should show up very easily. Mine went right away, and pair with the keyboard. It also has a backlight on the keys, which is one thing I was really looking for when I was looking for a keyboard. And it has multiple colors that you can choose from. So that's neat. Or you could have it rotate through all of the colors just by pressing the button. And you can also dim the brightness, I think 3 levels of the colors that you have behind the keys. So that's cool too. So it's not going to be, super glaring. If you need it to be a little bit less bright when you're in a dark room, you can turn down that brightness a little bit. There's also a lot of cool function keys that are already built into the top row that you would normally use, that are very handy. And I've taken a screenshot of these keys, and we can go through them one by one. From left to right, we've got the home button. So this acts as if you're pushing the home button on your iPad. The second two keys are your brightness of your screen on your iPad. So to lower it, of course, you press the first one. To make it brighter, you press the third button. Then the next three keys are your rewind, play, pause, and forward buttons. If you're watching movies or videos, those come in handy so you don't have to mess with the screen. Then the next two keys, you've got your volume down and then your volume up buttons. The next button toggles the keyboard on the screen versus this one. Then the next one looks like a little battery. If you press this, it will actually show the battery levels. So when you press that battery key, it will indicate by three LED lights at the top of the keyboard. That gives you a rough idea just by those three lights. If you want it more specific, you can actually get the battery level on your iPad. It'll actually tell you what it is on the iPad, so you know what it is. And I will say, having used this for a couple months, that the battery level is crazy impressive. Even if I forget and leave it on, it goes into a semi-off mode to save battery. So that helps. And I've left it on all night and still had great battery. I mean, I probably have only charged it 2 or 3 times since I've owned it the last 2 months. So the battery works great. Now when you're typing and you stop typing and not using it for, let's say, a couple minutes, the keyboard actually goes into that standby mode and disconnects. So when you hit a key again, it will reconnect to your iPad. That can be a little bit annoying, but I think most of them work that way to save the battery. Going on with the next button, at the top row you have what's called the color button. This allows you to choose what color you would like behind the keys, or you can rotate through all of the colors. The next button is the light button. That turns on the lights behind the keys, so you can actually have them illuminated. And then the next button is the pair button, and you only use this when you need to pair it with another Bluetooth with your device through the Bluetooth settings. So that's not used very often. And of course the last one is the delete button. That's just used to delete things, of course, when you're typing. All of the rest of the keys are pretty standard keyboard. It does have the option and command and control keys at the bottom that you're used to when you're dealing with like a Mac keyboard. So those are all there for all your functions. And I have used it for working in the Control C, let's say, for instance, and the Control V for copying and pasting. Those work just fine as well. So it really functions well. I like the feel of the keyboard. I'm a typist at heart and can go pretty quickly, so I've not had any trouble using it. It's not too cramped or anything like that. So it does just fine for what I need to do, and I use it for like work almost every day, actually. So very impressive. One other cool feature that I wanted when I was looking for a keyboard for my iPad was a loop for the Apple Pencil, or somewhere to put my Apple Pencil so it wouldn't get lost easily. And this keyboard actually has a loop on the side that you can actually stick it in. It's very snug. It does not slip out, and I really like the way it sits, and it does the job just right. So I would absolutely give this a 5-star rating. Actually, it's affordable. It's not as expensive as the Apple iPad alternative. You know, I got my iPad on a special for $100. So to have to spend the Apple fee for their iPad, which is over $100, didn't make sense to me. I believe this case ran for like $64 on Amazon, which is where I got it. I'll put the Amazon link down in the description below in case you want to go check it out. So yeah, overall, I would say definitely something that I really like and would recommend to any of my friends or family, or you as those who follow my channel. So go for it. If you're looking for a keyboard case for your iPad, the models that I listed, let me put that back up to the camera. These are the ones that it fits. can see that. iPad 7th Gen, iPad Air 3, and the iPad Pro 10.5. Those are the 3 models that it actually fits. So, comes in a nice box, wrapped well, and you also get a charging cable, which is actually, I should say, the charging cable is a micro USB. So I hope this review was helpful to those of you that are looking for a keyboard for your iPad. I'd love to have you as a subscriber for future videos. Please hit that subscribe button and that like button. And in the future, we'll be doing more reviews as well as home automation, how-tos, and all sorts of things tech. So thanks again for watching. We'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.